Cue the intro. Grand Rising, my Grand Risers. Grand Rising, my Grand Risers. Hey, get outside. Get you some of this sun. If it's chilly, get you some crackers and get you some of that chili. If it's raining, get outside and get you some of that rain. Narcissist already told y'all what y'all need to do when it rains. How to take full advantage of y'all stinking situation. Y'all body odor. Because y'all stink, man. Y'all stinking. I'm not going to add that to the intro. But y'all stink. If it's snowing, get out there and get you some of that snow. Walk in the winter wonderland. It just snowed previously, so it's snow out here. And I'm just reminiscing about how when I was a kid, when it's snow, I'd go out there and shovel snow, make me some money, and I'd come home. My crackhead mama, she in there like Felicia off of Friday and shit. Where you been? Outside. Why? What do you want? Oh, okay. What you was out there shoveling? No, I went out there shoveling, nigga. I'm just walking around with a shovel. Cause it's cool. It's a new thing to do. We just walk around with shovels nowadays. Oh, okay. Did you make anything? Hell no, I ain't make nothing. You ain't finna go spend my money on no damn crack. I had to go outside and earn this money. Hell wrong with you? You think I'm finna tell you what I made so you could borrow it and never pay it back? No, I'm cool on that. Hello. How you doing? I'm cool on that. I ain't make nothing. I ain't make nothing, man. It was dry out there. It was dry. It was dry. They say they know you and they ain't messing with me off the strip that they know you. They like, no, get out of here. Hell no, I ain't tell my mama I made nothing, man. I'm in my room frostbit with like $500 all in ones. The money all frozen and shit. I'm in there twerking, throwing the money around in the air and shit. She busting in. Ooh, I smell something. You sure you ain't make nothing? Get your ass out my room. Hell wrong with you? No, I ain't make nothing, nigga. Get your ass out of here. Okay, I'm gonna talk about what I came here to talk about today. And that is, see, as a narcissistic abuse life coach, I gotta get down to the bottom of things. That's why I always enjoy watching interrogations and court TV and things like that. Because I'm trying to get down to the bottom. I'm trying to solve some stuff. I'm like a new age Magnum PI or something. Like, I'm trying to get down to the bottom of every damn thing. I'm like a lead detective without without the actual job. They ain't give me the job yet, but in my mind. In my mind, I'm always trying to solve something. And my mind always racing. That's why I don't get that much sleep. I sleep for like 20 minutes, then I pop back up like, yeah, nigga, okay, what's going on? What's today? Like, nigga, you asleep for 15 minutes. What you mean, what's today? Nah, I'm up and at it. I got some stuff I need to be figuring out. Like, I'm one of them type people, man. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of everything. When I was 6, I was exposed and shit. Like, this ain't right. I'd be all in the Kingdom Hall exposed and stuff. Like, ain't that Sister Mary? That ain't the same man she was with that we had seen. No, that ain't the same man that we had seen her with at Walgreens. Mine, that ain't him. That's not him. Just shut up, boy. Shut up. Yeah, I was exposed to stuff when I was like 6, man. Because I always knew what time it was. I'm always trying to get down to the bottom of the truth. So the more I get my Magnum PI-isms on, the more I have realized that these people on this spiritual training ground is terrified of their damn self. This is what's causing all this manipulation, the gaslighting, the projection, the lack of accountability. All of this stems down to one thing. These people don't want nothing to do with their damn self. They don't want to get to know themselves. They don't want to see the reflection of themselves in the mirror. They don't want to play peekaboo with themselves just to peek at themselves to see what's going on with themselves. These people don't want nothing to do with themselves, man. And I'm being honest. I'm just being honest. So what I come to realize is these people is doing everything under the sun. These narcissists, man, these arrested development narcissists, any kind of narcissist, they doing everything under the sun to avoid they self. They running from their damn self, man. They running from themselves. So when you trying to save these relationships and you doing all of these things, what you actually doing is you trying to save these people from themselves, man. From themselves, because they self-destructing. And the thing about that is they were self-destructing long before you met them. Long before, because you got to understand, everything is divine. God orchestrates everything. So you got to understand that long before you met these people and God placed you around these people, they was already self-destructing. They was on the verge of self-destruction. That's why God put you around them in the first place. That's why God put you around them in the first place. You was like a spiritual intervention, man, for a lot of people. You a spiritual intervention, and that's what it come down to. So when people just out of hand spiritually, they losing touch with themselves. They falling deeper and deeper into the illusion. They falling deeper and deeper into the devil's plan. Then that's when God has sent the chosen one in, and you're supposed to be like their spiritual intervention. Me personally, I'm like 0 for 6. I'm not even finna sit here and lie to you, man. I'm like 0 for 6 in my assignments. I'm 6 for 6. I'm 6 for 6 because I did what I was supposed to do. Like, I passed my assignments with God, but as far as the people being able to wake up and me actually being able to get the people to start healing and stuff, no, I'm like 0 for 6, man. Everybody that God put me around did the same exact thing, and it's like a bad movie at this point. And that's why people would never understand the burden that I have to carry, the burden that a prophet carries, because I'm sent in to help these people, man, and I can see what they can't see. I can see the self-destruction. I know the toxic energy, because the thing that these narcissists and these arrested development narcissists and these unhealed people, the thing that they don't realize is that energy that you put out there, man, energy just don't disappear. It got to go somewhere. So once the chosen ones remove themselves out the equation, that energy is coming right back to them. So what the narcissists don't understand, and what all of these people don't understand, is they running from themselves, and they trying to run from the inevitable, man. They trying to run from the inevitable. And what's the inevitable, third eye? The return of their energy. It's the return of the man. Return of the man. The return of their energy. That's the inevitable. They put all of that negative energy out there, and then that negative energy gonna return back to them in divine timing. And that's what they don't understand. And you don't want to have your ass nowhere around them, because when you around them, you actually stopping them from getting the karma that they got to get, which is their energy back that they put out there in the first place. And I know how bad the karma gonna be, because I had to take the energy that they was putting out there. I had to take the gaslight. I had to feel the effects from the projection. I had to feel the effects from the lack of accountability. So I know the exact energy that they was putting out there, and that's the exact energy they go get back times a million. Because when you put that energy out there in the universe, no matter what it is, words, projection, gaslight, when you put that in the universe, it's just going a complete circle, and it's coming right back to its rightful owner, the person that put it out there. And that's them. And it's coming right back to them, man. So they ultimately trying to run and escape they self, and they trying to escape their fate. And what's their fate? Their fate is they spiritual negligence. They spiritual negligence. And the way God set it up, they was around light workers and chosen ones, so they don't have no excuse. They can't say, oh God, I didn't know better. Yes, they did know better. They used their free will to keep doing whatever they was doing, and they didn't take the time out to heal. Because what people don't understand is, if God placed me around anybody, they not just getting placed around me, they under my protection too. They under my spiritual umbrella and my spiritual protection. So not only is they being protected, but they also got the grace, and they got the blueprint of how to do the shadow work, how to learn, how to elevate, how to grow, how to go within. They got the blueprint. So when it's judgment day, they ain't got no excuse. They can't stand before God and say, God, I didn't know. Yes, you did know. You used your free will to stay stagnant and to stay comfortable. You played into the illusions, and you did all of that. So you got to reap the consequences. And what's the consequences? The consequences is their own damn energy. A lot of these narcissists go get took out of here by their own energy. They go get took out of here by their own energy, man. And that's just what it comes down to. Because at the end of the day, that's what they running from. Because whether it don't matter what you're doing, when you not answering a call and you not healing, they don't understand that stuff just trickle down onto your bloodline. So if you got an unhealed parent and they don't want to heal, then they passing that, all of them traits, and they passing that down to their kids. And that's how the cycle just keep on going round and round and round. It's consequences for that. And the consequences is God go leave you to your own understanding. And what that means is God go leave you to your own energy. Because what these people don't realize is when God sent me in, they was already about to self-destruct. They was already on the one-way trip to self-destruction. When God sent me in, I was their spiritual intervention. But instead of waking up, they did the same thing they always did. They gaslit, they project, and they did all of that. So they was really abusing their protection. Like I was the blessing that God sent in for the people that he put me around. And every single one of them, they abused that. They were supposed to wake up and they were supposed to start going within, doing the shadow work and start elevating with me. Instead, they did the complete opposite. They gaslit, they project, lack of accountability, put me in compromising situations, all because they didn't want to heal. And what they don't understand is that's spiritual negligence and there's consequences for that. What's the consequences? The consequences is now after the people don't want to heal, because it's ultimately up to me. If God put me in an assignment, he gonna put me in an assignment and I am the grace. When God giving these people grace, I'm the grace when he put me around them, because now they under my protection and now they got the chance to heal without the consequences of all of their actions. God put all of that on pause. He give them the grace. I am the grace. I'm the protection. They protected under my spiritual umbrella. But when they they go out their way to destroy their own protection. And then what they think in their mind is, they think that I'm gonna be around forever, but it don't work like that. When God put me around people, you on the clock. You on the clock. And what I see, the pattern that I see, because I have to study patterns because that's my job. The pattern that I see, everybody that God put me around got about a 6-year grace period. And after that 6 years, God removed my spirit from them. God took away the urge for me to want to save them anymore. So now where I'm at on my journey now, I'm past the season of trying to save people. The grace is over with. All the grace was already given. People used their free will to do what they wanted to do. And the ultimate consequences is God had just removed me. And when he removed me, he removing my protection and he leaving people to their own understanding. And their own understanding go be all of that energy that they put out that they go ultimately have to deal with on their own. But this time they're going to have to deal with it without the protection. They gonna get the full blunt of all of their energy. It ain't gonna be nothing there to protect them and nothing there to soften the blow, because they destroyed their spiritual protection. They destroyed it. I was sent in to be the catalyst to their awakening. So what they actually did was they kept the curse in their bloodline going. And they kept that going. They passed that down to their kids. And then God ultimately wakes me up. And then God go ultimately remove me. And once God removed me, then you back on your trip to destruction because the intervention didn't work. I am the intervention, man. But when people don't take heed and get on board, and what's ironic to me is in those 6 years time frames that God will give the grace and allow people to gaslight me, project me, do whatever the hell they want to do to me. And them 6 years, after them 6 years is up, these people, they haven't learned one single thing. And that's the most alarming part to me, because I look at it like this. If I can't shoot jumpers and I'm around Steph Curry for 6 years, and after 6 years pass, I still can't shoot jumpers, and I'm no better than before I met Steph Curry, and this the greatest shooter in the world. And I'm a high ranked spiritually. So I would put myself on the same level as Steph Curry because that's where I'm at with it spiritually. And that's where I'm at with it on the court too, ironically. But I would put myself on the same level because spiritually, that's a good comparison of Steph Curry. So if you put a person that can't shoot, probably never shot a basketball in their life, if you put them around Steph Curry for a matter of 6 years, 5 years, 10 years, and these people still can't shoot not a lick, then what did that tell you? What did that tell you? Because they had the best shooter. They had the blueprint. They could have asked him questions. They could have studied him. They could have imitated what he did. They could have followed him around all day. They could have did all of that. They could have became a sponge and soaked up all the knowledge to find out how Steph Curry became the greatest shooter in the world. And if they would have did that after 6 years, they wouldn't have been Steph Curry, but they would have been able to shoot. These people be around you for year after year after year, and they don't elevate one single level spiritually. They actually start going backwards and start declining more and more and more. So that right there is spiritual neglect. That's spiritual neglect because you got the blueprint to do it. God personally handpicked a person to show you how to do it. To be the mirror to shadow back to you everything that you need to run, everything you need to work on. But instead of working on it, they dive into distractions, social media, chasing money, chasing dopamine hits, things like that does absolutely nothing for their spirit. So they just detach from their whole spirit, and it's sad, man. It's sad, but they brought that on themselves because they played into the illusions instead of doing the shadow work. Because when God put you around these people were supposed to heal. But the thing is, they didn't want to heal. And that's what y'all got to understand about spiritual training ground. These spirits, some of these spirits, they not ready yet. They not ready to see themselves fully in the mirror. So like I make my content is for people that's ready to look themselves in the mirror. They not running from themselves. Majority of these people is terrified of themselves. That's what they running from. That's why they can't sit still. You got to be able to sit still. You got to be able to sit in your truth. You got to be able to sit in your darkness. Every time stuff get hard for them, they take off running. They always got to be moving, always got to be doing this, doing that, chasing something, chasing the illusion, because they don't want to sit still because they running from themselves. It don't work like that in spiritual training because you running from your own energy. And ultimately, your energy is going to meet your ass right where it's going to meet you in divine timing, bro. It's no running away from that. Where else is it going to go? And the thing about the chosen ones, you need to get the hell away from them because you don't want to, first of all, you can't manifest nothing with them because you can't manifest something with a person that's on that vibration with that type of energy and you at a high vibration. A low vibrational person, a high vibrational person, that low vibrational person just go cancel out everything you doing. So you got to make sure you understand that. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't understand it because I'm the type of person where I want to know everything it is to know about myself. I'm me. But they don't they don't go within. So they rather sit around and talk about what everybody else do. They rather sit around and point out everybody else's flaws. But they can't take the time out. They can't take the time out to sit down and look themselves in the mirror and say, man, I need to work on this with myself. I need to work on this. Because what they running from, and they should be running, I'm going to be completely honest, they should be running because what they running from is the destruction that they caused from their spiritual negligence. Because they cause so much destruction. So they running from facing the destruction that they cause. Because once they have to face the destruction that they cause, that's going to shatter their ego. And that's what this is all about. It's about their ego. They need to have an ego death. So like with my job personally, when God tell me it's time for me to move and I got to disconnect from people, I have to disconnect from people because that's the only way that they go get the lesson that they need to get, because they'll never be able to get the lesson if I'm still there. They go get the full blunt of the lesson. They go get all of their energy back in return, and I'm not gonna be there. God gotta remove me because God gotta remove my protection because you violated. People take the protection and they abuse the protection when they not understanding that they abusing the very thing that was sent in to save them from themselves. To save them from themselves. And the thing is, these people are so entitled that they think they're going to have access to you forever. It don't work like that. It damn sure don't work like that with me because I know I'm on an assignment. This is all spiritual. This ain't personal. Once God removed me from people, it's a wrap. I did my job. I did what I had to do. I can't save you from yourself. So I'm not trying anymore. Now people left to their own understanding, so that means they left in their own darkness, man, without my light to protect them because they destroyed it. And then even when it's all said and done and I get removed, they still will blame me and make it seem like it's my fault. Everything that's happening is my fault. And that's fine with me. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. That's fine with me. Everything can be my fault. Like, if you can blame me for everything, I'll be the scapegoat. I'll be all of that. But that don't take away the consequences. People's illusions ain't gonna take away the consequences. Your energy coming back to you no matter what. And it don't matter who you is. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter where you run to. Your energy will come find you. I promise you. But the thing is, they've been putting it off for so long, putting the shadow work, and they've been running for so long that the energy that they putting out there is gonna come back like a damn train wreck. It's going to come back like a damn train wreck. And when it hit them, it's going to knock them off their damn feet. And they not going to have the spiritual gifts or even be equipped to fend off anything. And then they ain't going to have no protection because they told the protection to fuck off. They abused the protection. Fuck off protection, I don't need you. So they going to basically be out here in the streets butt-ass naked, begging for damn money, reminiscing about all the things that I told them to do that they didn't do, while they damn life going down the drain. And it's inevitable because I sit there and I watch them put the energy out there. Every single last one of them. I'm 0 for 6. I sit there and watch every last one of them do the same exact thing. The same exact thing. And I went hard because I knew the consequences, because I had to feel the energy that they was putting out there. And I know the way that the energy from projection and gaslighting and all that stupid shit, I know how that energy feel, and I know them. Then I know that when that energy come back around, it's gonna knock them off their damn feet because they not even equipped to deal with that. Because I was forced in the fire, and that shit had me an urgent kill. And I was forced in the fire. My spirit can take some shit. I could take some spiritual warfare. I could take all kinds of abuse. And the fact, just to the fact of I felt it and I know how strong it was, that's their energy. So once I get removed, oh shit, oh, whoa. Thank you, spirit. I could have bust my ass. Once I get removed, all that nasty ass energy, that's all theirs. So where you think it's going? It's going right back to their nasty asses. And they gonna have to take on all that energy, but it ain't gonna be in pieces, nigga. They gonna get the full blunt of that shit. Because most of these people been doing this stupid shit for years. 30, 40 years of projection. 50 years of gaslighting. So guess what you gonna get back? You gonna get back a special care package, nigga. You'll get a special care package of gaslighting. A 50-year gaslighting projection, narcissistic care package that's gonna smack the fuck out of them right in the face. And they just gonna hit them out of nowhere, and they gonna sit there and look stupid like they don't know what's going on. It's your energy. It's your energy. You put it out there, you deal with it. And that's what people gotta understand. Be mindful of the energy that you putting out there, man, because you gotta be willing to take that shit back when it come back alone, bro, because it's coming back. It's coming back. It ain't got nowhere else to go. Energy gonna either be transferred or it's coming back to your ass. I'm not allowing people to transfer their stupid ass, negative, unhealed ass, toxic ass, dysfunctional, immature, don't want to heal ass energy off on me. I'll pass. I'm not taking on people's energy. So once God say that's it, because what happens is God give you the grace. I am the grace. But after a while, God say, all right, that's it. Like that's it. Because God sit back, he see enough. Because if I see enough, because I get to the point where I don't want to give these people grace no more. I would go to God like, God, I'm calling judgment. Like, it ain't nothing I can do. Because I understand, bro. Like, I know when I'm trying to teach people that's unteachable. And then I get to the point where I face reality like, God, it's nothing I can do. And then God will be like, yeah, give them another year. Because that's how God is, man. God is going to give you every chance in the book. So I just be thinking about it like this. If I'm ready to pull the plug, just off of what I can see, and God giving you grace, God can see everything. God can see all the stupid shit they be doing that I can't see. God still give them grace. They still continue to do the same things they've been doing. And then he ultimately removed me. And when he removed me, they blame me. They still find a way to blame me. So they abuse their blessing, they abuse their spiritual intervention, and then they blame their intervention they blame me for them not waking up and answering the call. It's complete delusion. And where's all these people headed? Off of a damn cliff. Why is they headed off of a damn cliff? Because their ego wouldn't allow them to do the damn shadow work. Their ego wouldn't allow them to ask me, how did I get to the level that I am spiritually? Their ego didn't allow them to not only watch Steph Curry in the spiritual Steph Curry, but to actually learn from the spiritual Steph Curry, to actually be able to humble themselves. Because to learn from people and to do those type of things, you can't be working from your ego. So for me, because me personally, if I'm around Steph Curry and I can't shoot, I'm following this nigga everywhere. I'm following this nigga everywhere. You finna take a doo-doo? Okay, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be at the door with the basketball. Okay, I'm gonna be out here. Steph, hey, you need some tissue? Okay, I'll grab you some tissue, nigga. What you want to drink when you get off the toilet? You want Gatorade? Like, that's what type of time I'm gonna be on if I'm really trying to learn how to shoot. If I'm really trying to learn how to shoot and I got access to Steph Curry, I'm following this dude everywhere, man. I follow him everywhere. Like, he gonna have to, by the time it's over, he gonna have to get a restraining order on me. But I bet I'm gonna know how to shoot. Okay, you flick your wrist like this. Okay, that's what you do. How far do you bend your knees? Hold on, let me go get a tape measure. I want to see how far you bend your knees. But when you jump up for your jumpers, how far are you off the ground? I'm gonna put my hand right here and I'm gonna measure how far you off the ground so I could get. That's the type of time I'm on. They not on that type of time. They'll sit there and watch you do shadow work. They'll watch you do healing. They'll watch you fall down and get back up a million times. And they just sit there. They just sit there. So they it's horrible, man. It's terrible. But that's what they running from. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You trying to go into, you thinking that you going into a relationship where you can build something. Oh, we can build something. We can make something happen. No, you're not. You going into relationships with people that's terrified of their damn self, and you is the damn mirror that they trying to avoid, that they don't want to look in. And instead of questioning themselves and questioning why they don't want to look in the mirror, they go blame the mirror for exposing everything that's fucking wrong with them. So my whole life, I done got abused and I done got projected and I done got gaslit and all these different things because of the mirror. I'm shining the mirror on them. What these fools don't understand is I don't have no other choice. Just me existing, just me, the way that I operate, go expose any stagnation. It's go expose anybody that's disconnected from God. It's go expose anybody. That's like I'm using Steph Curry. Steph Curry will expose, if you put Steph Curry on the court with anybody, he go expose the people that can't really shoot. He go expose the people that can't really shoot, man. He gonna expose him because he shoot just that good. So he gonna be able to take one look at him and be like, nah, that ain't it, man. I could tell because the way he do this or the way he do that. And that's where I'm at spiritually. I could take one look at a person. I could have one conversation with a person. I could see what level they on spiritually, how they respond to stuff. How accountable is they willing to be? How much of the truth, and I'm gonna tell you like this, man. How much truth a person can handle is gonna tell you where they at on their spiritual journey, man. And it just comes down to that. If you talking to people and they struggle and they have a problem with accepting the truth and they go into their defense mechanisms, which is gaslight, projecting, and doing all of that stupid shit, if they do all of that, that lets you know what level they on spiritually and let you know how much they disconnected from themselves and how much they disconnected from God, because God is the truth. You can't accept God into your heart or God into your life if you're not willing to accept the truth, because God is 100% truth. So if you got 1% of lie in you, and not God like, hey, well, you got to go work on that 1% and then come back. You know what I'm saying? And that's how God is. You go work on that 1%, you come back, and God be like, okay, I can work with you now, but I can't work with you until you willing to be 100% truthful. 100% truthful people don't gaslight, don't project. Why? When I could just tell you the truth and you could take it any kind of way that you want to take it. You could be mad, you could hate my guts. I don't care. The truth go still be the truth. And ain't nobody, people not looking in that mirror and they not asking themselves the question, why I can't accept the truth? Why when somebody confront me with the truth, why do I put up a wall? Why do I start gaslighting? Why do I do all of these things? But that's for them to figure out. That's called shadow work. And that's what shadow work is. Asking yourself questions, figuring out your damn self. Not just doing stuff over and over again, because that's all it is. It's a never-ending cycle. And I be damned, I ain't get on nobody never in the cycle. That's why God gave these people a 6-year grace period. If you don't get your shit together in the 6 years, nigga, it's a wrap. And it don't matter who you is. For real. So when them 6 years be over, then I be like, hey, it's a wrap, you know. Then they be looking at me stupid. What do you mean? What the hell you think I mean? You had 6 years to elevate and you did absolutely nothing. And that goes to everybody that God put me around. And then they'll look at me like that's my fault. And I'd be like, okay, whatever. It could be my fault. Who cares? And that's the reason why y'all in the situation y'all in, because the lack of accountability. People destroy relationships. People destroy friendships. And then when it's time to own up to it, when it's destroyed, they don't want to sit in it and they don't want to say, damn, I really destroyed that. Damn, I fucked up. They don't want to sit in that shit. And that's what they running from. They running from the consequences of their spiritual negligence, because it's consequences. If I have a son and I grow up with all type of trauma and I don't take the time out to heal, you know where that trauma going? That's going to my son. And then, you know, if he don't get it corrected, he go pass that on to his kids. And that's how the cycle continue. So when people don't answer the call and heal and they pass that on, that's spiritual negligence, man. Because you're not doing your spiritual assignment. You being disobedient to God. And ultimately what God is going to do, he going to remove the chosen ones, he going to remove the light workers, and he going to lead you to your own understanding, and that's your own demise, because these narcissists and these people, period, man, they just on a path of self-destruction. They self-destructing. That's why you were sent there in the first place. They self-destructing. Then they headed to a cliff, and what's pushing them to the cliff is their ego and their pride. And that's why everything God says is real. The pride come before the fall. It do, man. It do come before the fall. Pride do come before the fall, man. It's that ego and it's that pride. They come before the fall because the ego is going to block you from the truth. The ego is going to stop you from going and being, why stuff taking the doo-doo when you out to get him Gatorade to learn so you can learn how to shoot. The ego is going to stop your average person from doing it. The ego, man, I ain't doing that, man. I shoot just fine. I ain't got to learn to shoot. See, I ain't got no ego. So hell yeah, I'm doing all of that because I want to get better. I want to learn. And that's what you got to do. You can't have ego and you can't have pride. You can't work with God and be working out of ego and be working out of pride, because everything that you're going to have to do that's important on this spiritual assignment go take you not having no ego. That's the only way you're going to be able to get it done. You got to be humble. You got to know who runs stuff, and you got to know that, like me personally, I'm just a little tiny speck to God. I'm just a tiny speck, a vessel of light that He using for a bigger purpose. But I understand that I'm a tiny speck in God's world, man. These people think that they just it all, and no, you're not. You're not, and everybody go see, man. I'm a prophet, bro. I'm a prophet, so I can see what the narcissist can't see. Like the narcissist train wreck, I see the train is in motion. It's been in motion, man. It's been in motion, and it's going like 1,000,000 miles per hour, and it's headed straight for all of them. It's headed straight for all of them, and you don't want to be in the way. You don't want to be in the way, and you don't want to keep protecting them, because when you sitting there trying to protect them, you dimming your own light and you stopping your own purpose. And now your purpose is you compromising your own purpose, man. You compromising your own purpose. So you got to let that train hit them, because that train wreck, unfortunately, that's what's going to be the thing that's going to knock a lot of these narcissists and a lot of these people into their awakening. It's gonna be their own energy that's gonna knock them into this awakening. It's gonna be it's them. You know what I'm saying? Because once that energy hit them, they're gonna be in shock, man. If they're not prepared, because they don't know the ramifications of what they doing. They don't know. They putting the energy out there, but they not realizing the effects and the cause of the energy that they putting out there. But they go understand the effects and the cause of the energy they put out there, because they're going to have to sit in it. They're going to have to feel it. Why they going to have to sit in it and feel it? Because it's theirs. It's theirs to sit in. It's theirs to feel. It ain't the world's. Yo, the energy you put out there, man, that ain't the world's. You know, unless you put some good energy. That's why I said good seeds. I've been setting good seeds all my life. So don't be surprised, because it's going to happen. By the time I'm 43 now. By the time I'm like 50, man, I'm gonna be in a mattress somewhere, chilling with my feet up, because I did all the work. I went through the wilderness, I had the ego death. I'm on my purpose. I'm still going within. I'm still doing what I need to be doing for myself, man. Still, but hey, you can't run from yourself, bro, and that's crazy as hell. And don't let them run for themselves. They ass gonna be held accountable like everybody else. You ain't finna stop them, because now if you stop them and you want to stand in the way talking about no, now you being spiritually negligent and you being disobedient to God, and you gonna have to get dealt with accordingly too. You gonna have to get dealt with accordingly too, because you know better. You was forced in the fire. You know better, and you know the consequences of being disobedient with God. You know that too. You know how ugly it could get out here, man. Don't even sit there and play with me, because all y'all know. The people that was forced in the fire, y'all know how ugly it could get out there. And y'all know the results of being disobedient. That's why when God says something now, y'all niggas listen the first damn time, because you know the causes of not listening. So I just want to come over here and just, do what I do, share that with y'all. Make sure y'all donate.